some bit of positivity. At the most, we were expecting consolidation, but we've seen a breakdown. What are the key factors that are leading to this right now?
First of all, good morning, all of you. Definitely, yesterday, whatever the rally we have seen that has been cooled off, the strength is not there into the market. If we look towards the advanced decline ratio, to the almost 1:3 ratio is going on. The two important major factor is the volatility index, India VIX is continuously hitting on the higher side. And the second major concern is the dollar index. These are the two majorly reasons which are taking down the market on the low side. The FI's figure are continuously coming on the selling side. So these are the major concern into the market. As of now, on the technical front, I believe 23,000 can be tested very soon on the Nifty. If it's break down that level, then 22,800, 22,700 can be seen on the Nifty. Positive trend will be convert once the Nifty manages to give the crossover or the breakout of 23,440 levels, which is the gap resistance level which has been created in the last month. Unless and until Nifty trades below that level, the view will remain a bearish to cautious only. But definitely, I will suggest Alex that it's a stock specific market. Yesterday, we have seen a very strong momentum into the sub mid caps counters. Those were up by 10-15%. So it's we are seeing the sectorial rotation in such kind of a volatile market. So better to concentrate on the stock specific investments rather than emphasizing on the Nifty or the bank Nifty trades. The market will continue to remain on a volatile till our budget comes out. So the sentiments will get developed as per the expectations of the budget comes into the markets. So the overall view is little bit cautious. Try to more concentrate on the stock specific trading. That will be the major tip we can give it into the market as such.
All right, so stock-specific markets, it is, that's the view coming in from Swati. The first question for the day is on Dixon Technology. Shankar from Bengaluru wants to know as to what is the outlook for the company going forward fundamentally. Astha, a very good morning to you. If you had the time to check Dixon results, how are you reading them? And especially with respect to the fabrication business that they're entering into.
Hi, good morning to everyone out there. So yes, talking about the numbers were not bad. I mean, the numbers they have posted were more or less in line with the expectations. But now what we are seeing that markets are not ready to, accept the fact that if any stock which has already shown a strong rally before the numbers, those stock prices are now not move in the tandem with the northward direction. This is what we are seeing. So I think that is the case with the Dixon also, because we have already seen a sharp run up before their numbers. So now it is correcting a lot. Now talking about their fabrication business, which they are entering into, I think that will be a good business, and definitely that will be a margin accretive, but not in the immediate term, maybe 1 or 2 years down the line. Definitely that margins accretiveness we can see in their financial performance. So it is a good long-term story to bet upon, but yes, in the short term, I think because markets are in not good mood and Dixon has already seen pre-result rally, so that's why we are seeing some sort of downside momentum in the stock prices.
I forgot to mention this at the start. The numbers that you're seeing on your screen, that's where you can reach out to us. The number at the bottom of the screen is the landline number, and you can call us on that number. We'd love to speak to you. If anything, today is the day when you should be calling, because some of the stocks that you've invested in probably are seeing a bit of a battering, and you might want to know what to do with them. Should you hold on? Should you exit? And the number, of course, on the top of the screen is where you can send us your messages. A lot of you have already sent in your messages, and we'll continue to take those questions. NMDC is the name of the counter we're taking next, and Mohit is writing in from Ludhiana. He's got 1,500 shares, and he's got an average price of 45.37 rupees. So he's making a decent profit. His time horizon is 2 years. Asa, I'll come back to you because it's a long enough time horizon. What are the prospects on the fundamentals?
So I think after coming of the Trump, definitely metal prices can see some sort of a positive momentum. And if that will be the case, definitely the hike in the steel prices will definitely go well with this company. So all these things are just future projections, but I think this company is well poised to cater any opportunities which can be present in the metal prices. So right now our stake is just hold the counter with an initial price target of around 75 to 80 range. But I think because of the market mood, this price target can take some time to reach.
All right, that's the view coming in on NMDC. Moving on to the next query. Tata Tech is the counter. Lalita Kumar wants to know, with respect to the kind of loss she's making. She's purchased 200 shares, bought at 1232 a piece. So she's sitting on a loss of around 81,000 rupees. And she wants to know what should be the next course of action for her. She's not mentioned the time period of holding, but Swati, Tata Tech, how does it look on charts right now?
Tata Tech is really a good counter on the fundamental side. But technically, we have seen a very strong sell-off after the listing, profit booking we have seen. But at the current level, the stock is trading in an oversold zone, and the momentum indicator such as RS is showing a positive crossover from that levels. So downside is very limited. I will suggest the investors to at least buy some more quantity at the current market price so that your average price will come down. From here onwards, the risk is very limited, and upside is open up to at least 940 to 960 levels. So more 100, 150 points up more rally we can see once the market stabilized and just see some positive momentum into this particular counter. So I will suggest to hold on for a long-term period. If possible, try to average it out at the current market price. Upside, at least for a 6 to 3 months, I'm looking for a target of 940 to 960 levels. So it's hold from my end.
And do bear in mind that the results announcement for the quarter ended December will be out today on Tata Technologies, and we'll bring you updates as and when we get them. Of course, you'll be able to read the latest updates even post-market hours. I'm not sure if this company, generally post-market hours, I would think, I'm not sure.
Yeah, generally these IT companies.
Yeah, but if it is post-market hours, you'll be able to catch the flash on the screen, or you can check out the website NDTV Profit. We've got our first caller for the day. We've got Raju Singh calling us from Mumbai. Raju, good morning, and thanks so much for calling us. How can we help you today?
Very good morning. My question was in regards with Reliance Industry.
Okay.
I wanted to understand what are the long-term prospects for Reliance Industry. One should keep, I have purchased 500 units at 1250 and one should keep it, hold it, or purchase it or sell it. Long-term prospects for this.
Raju, help me with when you purchased these stocks?
Around 10-15 days back.
Okay, so you bought it at a lower level. And what was the thinking when you got into it? You got it on the basis of fundamentals you intend to hold for the long term?
Yeah, my intent is to hold for long term, and I purchased it because I heard there are the listing. There is a few companies are going to get demerged in this, like Jio and the other companies.
Retail.
So, yeah.
Retail and
Jio. Retail and Jio. So one thing was that, and they are investing very heavily in energy sector also, green energy also.
Understood.
So can you let me know more about this?
Yes, definitely. Asa, I'll come to you on the fundamentals. A lot of people buying into Reliance Industries, not just over the last 10 days as Raju has done. And it's not too far away from 52-week lows, Reliance Industries. It's been a rank underperformer since August last year. And if anything, it's proven to be a drag on the Nifty 50 as well, right? What would you say about the fundamentals, though? The results were better than expected to a certain extent. But would you hold out on this demerger pop that one would expect, the value unlocking that a lot of investors are seeking?
Yes, and one more thing about the result which I really want to discuss here or bring in the focus is that we have seen in the various segments. First of all, the telecom segment, the hike in the prices, that is the ARPUs, we can really see that, and that will be going to positively impact the earnings in the coming quarters. Secondly, refining segment. So there also what we are seeing that they have seen last 2 quarters of, tough last 2 quarters, and they were challenging. But now in the refining segment also, we believe that this segment will going to show strong or a decent performance in the coming quarters. So, thirdly, I think in fact the retail segment is also will be on the better side. So all in all, the various segment in which the company is working into, all these segments have seen some sort of past muted performance, but now they are set to show strong performance. And in fact, this demerger story will always benefit, and that can be the cherry over the cake. So I think all in all, this is a good long-term story to bet upon, but we cannot ignore the market condition at this point of a time. Just purely on the market condition, the stock is not able to perform. So let it fall more. But if the time horizon is more than 6 to 8 months, definitely this stock will definitely yield strong results on the upper side, because we are believing coming quarters will be a stronger one.
Buy even at these levels, and what is the potential upside according to you?
Not buying at these levels, because what we can see that markets are in not good shape, and in fact my technical counterpart will agree that if 23,000, which is the major support, if market break that level, then 22,800 are the next level. So if these will be the case, then definitely the Reliance will be showing us some sort of muted performance. So buying on dips is advisable, which is at around 1180 to 1200 zone.
And we're just about 190 points away from that 23,000 mark. We've held so far. We've got a question on HPCL. Refiners have been under pressure. Reliance Industries actually outperforming the results, performing better in its O2C business than was anticipated. Revenue still declined, by the way. HPCL has been bought by Anu. She's got 100 shares that she's bought at 335, I believe. And she's looking for whether or not to hold or exit. Swati, on the charts, what's the view?
Alex, definitely one should hold the long position because the buying price is at a lower level and the stock has just formed a very cluster support at around 350 and so levels and showing us some sort of a bounce back rally. In this kind of a market also, it's holding a very strong support of a 350 levels. I believe that this bounce back rally can be extended up to at least 390 to 400 levels. So I will suggest to hold on this particular counter for a target of 400 and please keep a stop loss of a profit stop loss of a 350 on a downside and hold your long positions for 400 rupees target.
All right, that's the view coming in on HPCL. Moving on to the next caller, Prasad from Hyderabad is calling in. Prasad, a very good morning to you. How can we help you?
Yeah, good morning. My name is Prasad. Actually, I'm holding the Bajaj Housing Finance.
Okay.
Holding the stocks 1,111 shares. The price at 135.26.
Okay.
So just I want to know that what is the future of this stock and can I hold or sell this stock?
Okay. When did you buy this, Prasad? Was it after the IPO?
Yes, after the IPO.
Okay.
At price at 135.26. Currently it is running 24K loss around.
Right. Understood. And what was the thinking behind buying Bajaj Housing Finance? Okay.
Nothing.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm believing that like the rate cuts and the housing finance will grow. We thought around that initially.
Got it, Prasad. Asa, I'll come to you. Bajaj Housing Finance is the counter. What's the view?
So we recommend hold on this counter for Bajaj Housing Finance, because in the longer term, I think the company will be able to show strong numbers. And in fact, what we have seen a good jump from the listing price, which we are seeing right now on the screen, that is from the 70 rupees, it has jumped to 113. So at that time also, it was valued at a price to book multiple of more than 3, I suppose. So now, due to the high valuation, the stock is correcting little bit along with the market mood and sentiment. But in the longer term, we believe that the stock will definitely show some upside momentum. Remain invested in this counter with the price target at the initial level at around 130 to 135.
Right. So that's the view coming in on Bajaj Housing Finance. Hold is the view. 2 questions, one from Anwar, who's from Calicut, and one is from Girish. Both have questions on Zomato. Girish has bought it at the levels of 63 and he's holding around 5,750 shares. So he is sitting on a profit of 8.6 lakhs right now. Anwar on the other side has bought 3,700 shares and bought it at 170. So he is also sitting on a profit of roughly 1.56 lakhs. Both of them want to know from a longer term perspective what should be the next course of action. Should they hold more or add at current levels? Asa, I'll come to you first and then let's also take a technical view as to how charts are looking. Asa, your view on Q3 numbers as well as the long term outlook on Zomato.
So the food delivery segment was not able to perform and the numbers were not up to the mark in that segment. Plus the competitive intensity which the company is talking about, I think definitely is now troubling the company, especially if I talk about the financial performance. So I think it will take another 1 or 2 quarters more for the company to set down in the or to settle down in the financial performance. So right now, I'm not advising to add to this counter. Let this counter fall more because the numbers were not up to the mark. And I think even before the results also, we have seen some sort of upside momentum in the stock prices. So I think by all these factors, definitely it tend to fall more. So maybe at around 200 or 180, 190 odd level, it can be attractive buy. So I will not advise to buy at these levels.
Not too far away from that mark.
Yeah.
While we're at it, I believe there's Shiva as well that's asked about Swiggy. Why don't we round that up and say between the two of them, both of them are seeing a knock in trade today. Asta, would you at all buy Swiggy right now?
No, in fact, if the competitive intensity was the major factor, which was, not keeping the company's financial performance in up to the mark position. So I really need to see how it will be going to behave for Swiggy as well. So not buying right now, maybe a safer strategy I am recommending. So better to wait for some more time, let the results come in and then make entry into this counter.
Right. Swati, quickly, Swiggy and Zomato both on charts.
Zomato has already given a very strong rally from 2023 levels non-stop from 50 to almost 300. So the profit booking cannot be denied. If you look towards the fundamental reasons, also definitely the correction is likely to be seen into the market. The second client who has the long positions at around 170 levels, he can hold the long positions by maintaining a profit stop loss of a 170. If it's break that level on the lower end, then more selling pressure is likely to be intensified in this particular counters. I will not suggest to book the profits at the current market price because the counter has already shown a fall of almost 20-25% in this month itself, and it's trading in the oversold zone. So the downfall is limited as long as it stays above 170 levels. So maintain the profit stop loss of a 170 and carry your long positions for a target. Again, if we get a bounce back rally towards to 260 to 270 level. So it's a hold from my end.
All right. So that's the view on Zomato. Let's get the next caller in. We've got Adi calling us from Hyderabad and asking about State Bank of India. Adi, morning.
Hi, good morning.
Please go ahead.
So I have SBI shares at a price of 764, 100 shares. I want to ask if I can hold them for long term for more than a year or shift it to some other bank like Bank of Maharashtra.
Oh, just want to confirm 764, not 783, right?
Yeah, 764.
764. All right. So we've got the price wrong. But that's more or less where the current market price is. Did you buy it recently?
Yeah, I bought it I averaged it. I bought few at 790 and then I averaged it at 733. I bought few at 733 and then.
Okay. And also, Adi, help me with the rationale as to why you bought State Bank of India?
I thought SBI has good fundamentals and everybody was suggesting that it would do better in long term. So.
Got it. Okay, fair enough. Asa, would you hold on to this? State Bank of India, of course, the largest lender. We haven't yet seen the numbers. We haven't seen the asset quality. We've seen a few banks posting higher slippages than were expected. Is that a concern at all, and would you hold on?
So if I see the past performance, especially in the Q2 of FY25, the bank has shown some sort of improvement in the slippages, and on that back, we have seen the improvement in their GNP and NNPA ratios. So I think that should not be the case for the bank because now in the past also they have shown improvement in these slippages. Secondly, I think the bank will be able to grow the loan growth at a CAGR of around 15%. So I think the bank will be able to maintain its growth story regarding the credit loan. Apart from that, we believe that they will be able to sustain their NIMs. So all in all, we believe that this bank will show good financial performance. While speaking this, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but I think it will perform strongly on the financial front, and hence I'm recommending a hold on this counter with a price target of 820 at the initial levels.
820 at the initial levels on State Bank of India. We'll know soon enough when the results come through. Ladies, we have to slip into a very quick break. Do stay with us. And viewers, we'll be back on the other side to take more of your questions. So stay tuned.
This January, the world will come together at the World Economic Forum at Davos to bridge differences because the stakes have never been higher. Collaboration in an intelligent age, in a Trump 2.0 and Modi 3.0 era, this becomes the primary agenda. And the tallest leaders in the business and political world will try and get answers to the most pressing questions. How do we fix a fractured global economy? How do we combat climate change and create a future of opportunity for all? And how does India navigate the opportunities and challenges of 2025? Join me, Neeraj Shah, as we bring all the action from the World Economic Forum for the month of January to your homes, only on NDTV Profit.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit. Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What's the picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know your company, powered by NDTV Profits Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers. Know your company at 11:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, only on NDTV Profit.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What's the picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know your company, powered by NDTV Profits Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers. Know your company.
Welcome back. You're watching Ask Profit, a show where we get all your stock related queries answered, whether they're fundamental or technical. For viewers who are just tuning in, you can ask all your stock related queries on the numbers that will be flashing on your screen. You can either call us or WhatsApp us. Moving on to the next caller, Govardhana from Hyderabad is calling in. Govardhana, very good morning to you. How can we help you? Hi Govardhana, I can hear you. Go ahead. Okay, I think we've lost him, but let's take a WhatsApp call instead. WhatsApp query instead. We've got Pradeep from Vijayawada who has a question on Trent, and he wants to know whether what will be the correct levels to enter Trent. So Adi, I'll come to you on this, and he's not mentioned the time horizon. But do you think these levels are the attractive levels to make an entry for Trent?
No, not at all. The correction has just started almost from the current market price. I believe more downfall can be seen into this particular counter, which might take a stocks towards to at least 5,500 to 5,400. That much downfall we might likely to witness in particular counter. So not to create a long positions at the current market price. Definitely if we're getting any dips towards 5,400, 5,300, at that point of time, we can just review the stocks once again, and accordingly we can give a buy call. But at the current level, my view is little bit cautious not to take any long positions at the current market price.
All right, no long positions on Trent is the view coming in from Swati. Moving on to the next caller, Shailja from Hyderabad is calling in. Shailja, a very good morning to you. How can we help you?
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for the call, taking my call. I hold 30 shares of DAM Capital at 388.
Okay.
So I just want to know whether I can accumulate more at this dip, that is at 325.
Okay.
It's current running. So I want to know, can I accumulate at this dip, or else I have to wait for some more downfall and then I have to accumulate.
All right. So
and I want to know some fundamentals regarding this.
Got it. But you want to accumulate them and not kind of book losses right now. Is that correct?
Yes. I can wait for 6 months to 1 year.
Okay. Asa, 1 year is the time horizon that Shailja has. She wants to know whether she should accumulate more of DAM Capital right now.
So it is one of the fastest growing merchant banks if we talk about the revenue terms in FY24. Now talking about this counter, I think when the issue came at around 283 price, it was at around the price to earning multiple of 23x. Although we have seen a good jump from there, but I think the kind of market momentum right now is going on. This stock can show some sort of more downside. So rather than accumulating at this point of a time, let the stock fall maybe till the level of 305 to 310. So I think at those levels, maybe it is a good entry point. And one more thing I would like to highlight, that please wait for the results as well, because right now what we are seeing, that markets are really reacting very strongly on the basis of numbers, whether positive or negative. So in this kind of market conditions, I think it's better to wait for some more time and then make entry into this counter.
Okay. All right. The next question we're taking is on Indian hotels, and Kanti Bhai is messaged us asking about this particular counter. He'd also asked about State Bank of India, which we've gotten a view on. Indian hotels, incidentally, reported numbers. The stock has been under pressure all of this week, and if I look at the performance in January, it's been quite torrid, down about 12%. What is the outlook on the stock? Since he's not specified the fundamental or technical, let me get a view on the technicals from Swati. Swati, 12% in January itself. Where does the base form, and where according to you is a good point to start accumulating?
Yeah, Alex, my view is cautious on this particular counter, because why I'm saying that, because we have already seen a very good amount of a rally in last year, and as of now the weekly chart indicates a negative divergence on the RSI front, which gives some sort of a cautious sign. So profit booking cannot be denied at the current levels. More selling pressure can be intensified once stocks gives the breakdown of a 750 is the immediate support level, but I believe the stock will fall more than that, and which might take a support at around 720. So up to 720 levels, we might find a support nearby that level, and then the stock will enter into some consolidation phase, and thereafter we can see some reversal in this particular counter. So at the current levels, my view is little bit cautious to bearish. not to create major long positions at the current market price or not to average it out also. If you're getting any dips towards to 720, 730 level at that point of time, the risk reward ratio will be a favorable and we likely to witness some sort of a consolidation, then reversal can be seen into this particular stock. So not to create any long positions at the current market price, avoid this particular counter at the CMP.
Okay. Nilesh Dumani, who's calling us from Mumbai right now. Nilesh, I believe your question is on Hinduja Global. Good morning.
Good morning. I have 67 shares of Hinduja Global. I bought it at 1121.
Okay.
For more than a year. So I don't know what I should do. I've been incurring losses for a very long time.
I understand.
So should I book the losses or should I hold it?
And when you bought it, did you buy it on the basis of the fundamentals or was it the price action that attracted you, Nilesh?
I bought it on the basis of fundamentals and because of Hinduja and IT services, BPO services.
Understood. So, okay. So let me take your question to Asta then on the fundamentals because Asta, from my perspective, really, it's a question of the shifting sands in the IT space, right? Because you're talking about BPO businesses that are moving out of India, perhaps into other, from their perspective, more cost-effective regions. And you're talking about the IT services industry itself that is in a state of flux. They are moving on to things that are developing as we speak. So from that perspective, Hinduja Global is bearing the brunt of that, one might assume. If you bought at elevated levels, do you continue to hold or do you find other alternatives in the IT space?
So the problem with the counter is that first of all, the Q2 numbers were not up to the mark because what we have seen in the Q2 numbers, if I extract basically other income and extraordinary item, the bottom line was not very, very strong. So I think if the numbers were not in the line, definitely markets always punish, and that too in this kind of environment. And yes, we all know that it is into the digital transformation, etc., BPO services. But what I believe it's better to exit from this counter. I know it's a big call because right now the cost price is very high, or one can just wait for the numbers to come in. And after the numbers, just take a call because Q2 was not at all very encouraging and we are even not expecting Q3 to be that great.
So that's the view coming in on Hinduja Global. Moving on to the next query, Satya from Chennai is holding 5,500 shares of Ujjivan Small Finance Bank at an average price of 38 rupees. He wants to hold them for the next 6 to 9 months time frame, and he wants to know as to what is the short-term view with respect to this particular counter on the chart. Swati, I'll come to you. He's sitting on a loss of 19,000 right now. What should be the next course of action?
Not to worry at the current market price because monthly chart witnessing that the stock is taking a very strong support of a golden ratio, which is a 61.8% of the retracements, whatever the rally we have seen in the past. Now it has formed a very good support at around 32 level. So as long as it sustains that level on the closing basis and trades above that level, I believe the momentum rally can be continued towards at least 42 to 45 levels. So it's a hold from my end at the current market price. Try to maintain the strict stop loss of a 32, and if the stocks comes at around 45 and odd levels, just keep trailing on your stop loss on the higher side. So at the current market price, it's a hold from my end with the strict stop loss.
Hold is the view coming in on Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. Moving on to the next caller, Ravi from Vijayawada is calling in. Ravi, a very good morning to you. I believe your question is on Titagarh.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am. Actually, I'm thinking to invest in Titagarh.
Okay.
Is this right or Texmaco is better fundamentally for long term?
Okay. All right. Your question is crystal clear. Asta, I'll come to you. Titagarh or Texmaco, which counter would you enter into? And with respect to the railway sector, since the budget is round the corner, any expectations that you have?
Yes, first of all, I'm positive on both the counters, but if I have to pick one, then Texmaco Rail will be a preferred choice. With respect to budget, we are expecting the budget to be a good one for especially the railway sector, and that is why what we are seeing in the stock price momentum also, that most of the railway counter, barring today's movement, they have started showing some sort of positivity on the technical charts as well. So yes, from the budget perspective, we are liking railway counters, and among all the stock, Texmaco Rail is our favorite choice. And in fact, Titagarh Rail is also looking good. But if I have to choose between these two, definitely Texmaco Rail.
Texmaco Rail, between the two, Titagarh or Texmaco is the view coming in from Astha. The next query that we have is Sridhar. His query is on Canara Bank. He's bought at levels of 106 and he's bought 140 shares. So he's sitting on a loss of around 900 odd rupees and he wants to know whether he should hold them or sell them at this particular loss. Swati, Canara Bank on the charts?
Yeah, on the charts as of now, the view is cautious, but definitely one cannot book the losses at the current market price because this counter is very moving slowly and steadily on the high side. We are not witnessing a major sell-off at the current market price, so you can hold on. Downside, it has a very good support at around 97 rupees provided by its 20 days moving average. So as long as it holds that level, a positive momentum can be continued, which may take a counter towards 210 or so levels. So it's a hold from my end with a strict stop loss of a 97 rupees on the downside.
Okay. Naman from Kolkata has got a question for us. It's on Shriram Finance, I believe. Naman, please go ahead.
Good morning, first of all.
Good morning, Naman. Good morning.
I was just asking regarding Shriram Finance that the stock has currently made a split of around 5:1 as on 10th of January 2025. And I was just asking, is it the right time to park fresh money in Shriram Finance as the results are coming on 24th of January, this 24th? Or shall I wait till after the results I should make a buy or after the budget?
Okay.
Or shall I wait till March?
Okay.
So the markets within Feb and March remain high volatile.
Yes, that's a fair point, Naman. And it's a fair question to ask. Asa, what's the view specifically on this counter, Shriram Finance?
So I think wait for some more time. Although I mean this, if I talk about this company, they have got the stable asset quality if I compare it to their other counterparts. So I think there we have a cushion. Secondly, they have completed the sale of Warburg Pinners. So I think that will also help the company in posting, good numbers in the coming quarters. Thirdly, what I believe about this company is that now they are diversifying their loan book. Previously, I think it was more focused towards CV, but now they are diversifying it. So I think if I look after all these prospects, this is a good counter or a good NBFC to deploy the funds in. But my only concern is that markets are not in good shape. So let's wait for some more downfall to come. I think we'll get some better stock prices on the downside to enter into. So right now, just wait and watch. Maybe 480 to 490 odd levels are the good levels to enter into this counter.
Okay. Lavish has sent this message and I'm guessing a few of you will also think like this, and I hope that I can change your mind. Lavish is saying that he posted a question at 10:40 but we've not taken it and he's waited for half an hour. Unfortunately, Lavish, it's not possible to take all of the questions. We do try, and let's take your question nonetheless. Vishal, Megamart bought at levels of 110 and he's got 500 shares. He's looking for a 6-month target. The stock is currently trading very close to that mark at 108 or thereabouts. Asta, this is specifically for you. What would you do with this?
Yes, so for Vishal Megawatt, I would really like to wait because what we believe that this counter has a potential to move till the level of 120. I'm just restricting my price target to those levels, looking after the market conditions. Don't want to give big hopes, but I think this counter has got a very strong potential. The kind of presence they hold, especially in the north side of India, I think it's worth saying. So Vishal Megamart is looking good to us, good same-store sales growth story, and in fact, even we have seen a good rise from the IPO price or the issue price as well. The only concern is that market mood and conditions which we all are seeing right now. So maybe some downfall can be expected, but I think there is no need to worry. Continue to invest in this counter with a price target of 120 at the initial levels.
Okay, interesting. That's an interesting view coming in on Vishal Megamart, especially when retail is doing better in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Moving on to the next caller, Dheeraj from Hyderabad is calling in. Dheeraj, a very good morning to you. Tata Motors is the counter. What do you want to know?
Yes, good morning to you as well. So I'm holding Tata Motors, 415 of them at 784. So I want to know whether I can add more at the current levels. I'm actually looking at a short-term target of 820.
Okay.
So whether I should continue to hold or should I sell on rise.
Okay. Can you define short term for me? 3 months, 6 months?
I'm looking at a period of 3 months.
A period of 3 months. Swati, 3 months, Tata Motor 820 is possible?
Definitely, 820 will be possible within the span of 3 months if the market shows some sort of a positive rally. And not to create a major long positions at the current market price, whatever the position you have it, hold on. Initial target will be 820. That is the cluster resistance level. The stock is facing at the current market. If it surpasses that level, we can get a non-stop rally towards to 880 level. So that will be my extreme targets on the higher side. If you want to add the fresh long positions, wait for a time being. If we see some sort of a correction nearby to 750 to 740 levels, at that level you can definitely add on. So at the current market price, it's a hold from my end. Initial target 820 and beyond that 880 levels can be seen.
Got it. All right. Shivakumar is calling us from Chennai. Shivakumar, thanks so much for calling us. I believe your question is on HUL.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
Good morning, Alex. I had bought 50 units of, or rather, I'm holding 50 units of HUL. Bought sometime between 2020 and October 2021. So it's been more than 4 years.
Yeah.
I had bought it at 2322 as the average price. And it's just not, I mean, I think it went up to around 3,000 levels and then it has now come down to 2342 today's current rate.
Yeah. So it's not returned anything.
Some more time, I mean, it's been now 4 years.
Yeah, I can understand that. Let me take your question to Asta. Shivakumar has been a patient investor. He's done all the right things. Unfortunately, he's at where he started 4 years back on HUL. Would you say hold, Asta?
Since the company is driving the major part of its revenue from the rural areas. So I think that is major reason that we are not able to see that sort of performance because of some, the rural story is not working well in this company right now. So that is the major reason. This is what I believe. So you have to keep the patience and just wait in the stock, because I think in the long term, definitely, especially the H2 for this calendar year 25 is looking good to us. So that will really aid the company in showing very good numbers, especially from the rural side. Hold this counter with a price target of around initially 2450.
2450. All right. It's time to hit the rapid fire segment, and there are quite a few questions to take. This is, by the way, the time when we toss as many questions as possible at our experts and ask them to take questions in 2 minutes. The first question is RECPFC. These are two companies that have attractive valuations according to Subhashish. Would you buy right now? Asta, on the fundamentals.
Fundamentals are looking good for both these counters, but buy on dips is advisable, not at the present moment of time.
All right, Tanla Platforms is next counter. Anish wants to know whether he should keep holding at the current levels. He's bought it at an average price of 1,200 shares. Your view, Swati?
My view is positive, currently showing a positive divergence. If possible, try to average it out at the current market price. You can keep a strict stop loss of a 660 and hold your long positions for immediate target of 820 levels.
Okay. We've got a viewer looking at Hindalco, and this is a question from Murli. He's looking at a futures trade, but I've told him you'll only give him technical levels to watch. Swati, on the charts?
The chart looks positive because from the last few trading sessions, it's trading in the pattern of the high tops, high bottoms. Upside, I am looking for a target of, initial target will be a 640, beyond that 680 levels can be seen. So downside, it has a very good support of 600. So hold your long positions for the mentioned target.
All right, Aptus Value Housing is the next counter, purchased at 362 a piece. Your outlook, Astha?
Aptus Value is looking right now weaker, numbers on the basis of number. I think hold is a strategy which can be recommended, not buying at the current level.
Varun Beverages, I believe. Let's pull up the chart and see where it's trading. We've got a question from Manu, who's writing in from Delhi. He's bought at levels of 610, looking to hold for 6 to 8 months. On the technical, Swati, what's the view?
Alex, my view is cautious. Probably we might see more downfall, which might take a counter towards to 520 to 510 levels. From after that levels, we can see some reversal. But at the current market price, my view is cautious, not to add major long positions. Just hold on for a time period of time. Upside, the initial target will be a 580 to 600. So it's all from my end.
hold on Varun Beverages, and we managed to take quite a few questions. Thanks so much for joining us, Asta as well as Swati, and always a pleasure speaking with you. Now, we're running down the clock on the big event at the start of the year, which is the presentation of the Union Budget. What are the startups expecting from the Finance Minister? My colleague Sam Daniel has this report. Take a look.
Hello and a warm welcome to NDTV Profit Special Budget Coverage. Your budget, your voice. I'm Sam Daniel, and with me a group of articulate startup entrepreneurs and investors to give us their budget expectations. From my right, Padmini Janaki, Prasanna Vasanadu, Pooja Srinivasaraja, Ajmal and Divakar. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Padmini, if I can begin with you. You are into healthcare. 3 years into your startup, what are your expectations?
The key expectations from the women health, not just on the women health, but also on the startup ecosystem is, how are we going to make it super easy for the companies or a common man to start a company when it comes to compliance, when it comes to even registering a company or having an access to the funding, having an access to the industry. Though on books, we have everything looked and, we say it starts in 5 days, you can start and register in 7 days. In practical, in reality, it's still very, very difficult for people who just want to start. So with the budget, I look forward to make it even more easier. Like, how about start a company in 24 hours when other countries are doing it? Why not India?
Prasanna, you're into e-commerce and you have your own challenges.
Again, taking from her point, I would say making the compliances and regulations optimized for e-commerce platforms, because now you see a boom in e-commerce companies, startups that has come up. And for us to serve our customers well, we need to be where the customers are. That is to be in multiple cities and states. And so, for example, if I have to go to different states, I have to do GST registration in every single state. I need to renew, and every single thing becomes very, very expensive, that too for a startup.
Pooja, you're into mental health and your key demand is expanding health insurance for mental health.
I think with the previous year budgets, they have been focused, which has directed the startup ecosystem in the right direction. But I think focus on the healthcare budget is still very, very limited compared to other global standards. So that being said, but especially when it comes to mental health, right? People are more aware of it. People are more open to reaching out for support. So I think allocating some kind of budget where insurance can also cover mental health services would be of great help. And coming up with certain budget policies where government colleges can also come up with a lot of mental health care educations, even for Tier 2, Tier 3 cities, so that we could also come up with a lot of quality mental health professionals to support our public.
Ajmal, you have a macro level demand in terms of corporate versus personal taxes, or?
Sam, see, India is a mid-income economy, right? So the government collects direct taxes in two forms, your corporate tax and the individual tax. Now, so see here, on an individual, you're taxed on the entire salary or the income, whereas in the corporate, you're taxed on the total profits after expenses and depreciation, right? And in the individual contribution is only 2%. So only 2% of the individuals are actually paying taxes. Despite this, the overall tax collection of individuals is higher than the corporate tax. And this is not a good sign for a growing economy like India. India, the government cannot be fueling their tax revenue through individual taxation. Coming to consumption, individuals pay GST on all the products that we consume, and there is no tax rebate, there is no refund. Whereas there is an input credit for corporates. Similarly, in 2019, there was a tax regime for the corporates where they say the corporate tax was reduced, leaving a 1.44 crore deficit in the tax revenues for the government. Whereas the last regime that was seen for the individuals was in the 2012-13 budget, which is over a decade. Right? So the government has to take measures to leave a lot more back with the common man so that he fuels consumption. This should be a consumption-driven economy, bottom-up consumption-driven economy, which is what fuels future growth.
So startup entrepreneurs and investors speaking out on their budget expectations. Hope the finance minister is listening. In Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, Find TV.
This January, the world will come together at the World Economic Forum at Davos to bridge differences because the stakes have never been higher. Collaboration in an intelligent age. In a Trump 2.0 and Modi 3.0 era, this becomes the primary agenda. And the tallest leaders in the business and political world will try and get answers to the most pressing questions. How do we fix a fractured global economy? How do we combat climate change and create a future of opportunity for all? And how does India navigate the opportunities and challenges of 2025? Join me, Neeraj Shah, as we bring all the action from the